go through a defensive situation here where we're in on a head inside single. Okay, so right here is kind of where we just were. And again, this comes out of a shrink to an underhook. He grabs my leg. Okay, I'm not looking to just give this up. All right, I'm looking to make sure that we still have this situation where I want back on top. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to make sure that happens is one, I'm going to kind of block this hip so that he can't keep moving around. Because again, we kind of want to get behind and get this leg. So I'm going to block his hip. I'm going to keep his head down. Okay? Now, as we're doing this, let's say we scramble a little bit, but Christian has a pretty good tight lock on his leg. Okay? So instead of necessarily trying to sprawl it back, I'm going to let him actually have it. Okay? I'm going to keep his head down, and I'm taking this knee and kind of pinching his head right here. Now, this hand that was on the hip, I'm actually coming across to the inside his thigh. Alright? And I'm going to try to lift this to my chest. Right here. Now, his head's in there. We don't necessarily have to keep it. Now I can start to use this and kind of go where I want to go with it. Alright? I'll start circling back and looking to, again, get into a power position. Make sure that Christian's back on bottom. This leads you into, though, where you guys will have some options possibly where you're going to look for, depending upon what this guy does, but his head and arms pretty close. Your triangle situations, you're going to get into here once we start. All right, you got this knee to the chest. This could bring you into some of your leg locks, but for the most part, we're just looking positioning. So it's in here tight, and I'm just going to kind of put him on his hip by standing up. And now we're either back, he's going to probably bail, and we're back into kind of a side or a half guard situation. So, one more time. He's in on my leg, Christian's on my leg pretty tight. I stop this hip is the first situation. Stop that hip. Alright, stop the hip, head stays down, and now I'm able to switch here. Right into this inside thigh. Up to the chest. I like to then switch this hand to go deep. In wrestling, you would try a cradle from here possibly, but at the very least right now, I have his hips controlled, and I can get to position.